first we have a clip of Mitt Romney's appearance earlier this week before the NAACP convention in Houston. Here it is.
And so to do that, I'm going to eliminate every non-essential, expensive program I can find. That includes Obamacare, and I'm going to work to reform and save.
Heard the boos, not entirely unexpected, but in any case, here to talk about whether the trip was worth it is Robert George, an editorial writer at the New York Post. Welcome back, Robert.
Good to be back here, Jason. Though I'm disappointed there's no organ music playing. I was kind of expecting that.
Okay.
You know?
So you saw the reaction to Romney's appearance before the Civil Rights Organization. Was not entirely a surprise, but should he have gone anyways, Robert?
I didn't have a problem with him going there. We were talking about this a little bit before we started, and the New York Post we wrote an editorial, applauding him for the content of his speech, and the NAACP. It's kind of interesting. I mean, they are it's a long, an age-old organization. I mean, more than 100 years, and their brand, which is a very nice one to look at, historically speaking, has in a sense outlived the reality of what the organization is today.
Oh, sure.
I mean, the organization today is basically a wholly owned, extension subsidiary of the Democratic Party, which, is fine. I mean, the NAACP is over on the left, the NRA is another civil rights organization on the right, and as I said,
that's about
Barack Obama doesn't have to go there. Yeah.
Why are Republican presidential candidates, and before Romney, John McCain did it, George W. Bush did it, appearing before this organization to appeal to black voters? The black voters who may take a look at the Republican Party are not at NAACP conventions.
Well, I think part of the issue is, again, because of the brand that the NAACP has, I think Republican strategists look at it as not just appearing before a black group and making their case there, which Romney did, and I think in a rather eloquent, straightforward manner, but also to send a signal to independent or other voters in the middle of various races that the Republican Party is not, the racist bogeyman that it's portrayed to be, and it's trying to reach out to minority groups.
I just think there are more effective ways to reach out. If you're a Republican candidate, you could go into the neighborhoods, go into community centers, go visit a charter school, go visit a business under stress in inner city Detroit. Those are the places where you can go and meet and greet blacks and get your message across to them in an accurate manner. You can also, Robert, advertise on black radio and during black television programs. There are ways to reach black people who might take a look at the GOP. I just don't know that this strategy of going before the NAACP to make your appeal has been very successful. What do Republicans have to show for it other than endless clips playing in the media of them getting booed?
Of them getting booed. I couldn't agree with you more. And the other thing is too, if you want to, you could also go to an historical. You could go to historically black colleges as well. You could because there are young, black Republican groups on those campuses. You could also go. If you're going to go to a traditional black organization, you could even go to, say, the Urban League, which is still kind of left of center, but it's always had more of a business private sector connection model to it, and has always been a little bit more open to Republican candidates in general. So as opposed to the hardcore civil rights argument.
The other problem, I think, is allowing the NAACP. You still legitimize this organization as a group that represents the interest of black Americans, particularly low-income black Americans, when in effect, as you said, they long ago abandoned putting those interests first, and instead they do what is in the best interest of the Democratic Party. And as soon as Mitt Romney walked off that stage, they're going to work tooth and nail to make sure he is not elected.
The Democratic Party and the Democratic Party special interest. I mean, as the Post pointed out in its editorial today, for example, the local NAACP in New York City is a de facto subsidiary of the teachers' unions, taking money from them to attack charter schools, which actually do well for minority children.